So this right here is my Fender 50's reissue Road Worn Telecaster. This has got to be one of my favorite models that Fender makes in general. Favorite series, favorite lines at all is just the Road Worn series. Certainly out of the Mexican factory. These are nitrocellulose finished guitars. Now this one is from 2019, and to my understanding back then they were doing nitro on the body but polyurethane on the neck, and then they were just sanding all the polyurethane off basically. There's some checking kind of up in the headstock, but I don't know if they just did that with a razor blade or whatnot. If you get one nowadays, this is 2023 at the time of filming, I believe they switched over to do nitro on the neck as well. But it's weird with Road Worn. I don't think they're a part of Fender's lineup normally. I think they do like FSR limited edition runs of them, but they'll do different colors. So this was like the 2019 one was the metallic purple. They've done blonde, I think they've done sonic blue, and maybe like candy apple red or something like that since then. So you can find them, they'll release them every once in a while, or you can obviously find them used. This one, I haven't worn through it too much as far as adding any wear myself, on top of what's done from the factory, maybe a few scratches here and there, but it's just, this is my go-to guitar when I'm playing country. It just nails it. This is basically your working man's custom shop, because obviously a custom shop Fender, especially with any relic treatment, is gonna run you at least $3,500, probably used even, so like 4K new. And this one was, I think, $1,100 at the time I got this one. They've kind of stuck around that price, and it's just great, man. The neck, it's a 50's reissue. The neck is bang on. It's a U shape. It's got a lot of shoulder to it, and it just feels really good. It's got the 7 1/4 inch fretboard radius too, so it literally just feels like you're holding a round, like a baseball bat, but it's just a round neck. It's great. I love it. The edges are rolled pretty well, you know, so it just feels nice and smooth all around. The frets, I guess, I don't know. I looked at the website and it said they were vintage tall, but they feel like pretty big frets for me, which I like. It just feels great after I, set it up. This is the 50's reissue, so the truss rod adjustment point is at the heel of the neck, so you have to take the neck off to get to the truss rod adjustment, but that was no big deal for me. I just kind of cranked it maybe half turn, and it was good to go. I have this one set up with 9.5 to 44 gauge strings, which for me is perfect for the 25.5 inch scale of a Telecaster. This one has, I believe this one has the Tex Mex tele pickups in it, so they nail the country thing for me. I don't use the neck pickup that often, but the bridge pickup is just perfect. I usually run it through my Vox AC15 and like a Wampler Tumnus Deluxe, and it is just nailing the country tone. I think the ones they're doing nowadays are like the Hot 50's or something like that. I don't know exactly what kind of pickups, but I think they switch up the pickups pretty often. But yeah, man, I mean, this guitar is just killer. It's going to continue to age. You can see some of the back wear that comes on it from the factory, and it's just really unique. You can't get nitrocellulose lacquer on a Fender until you're in the American Vintage range, and that's like $2,100 at this point in time. And this is just really a working man's custom shop Fender. And even all the parts are aged. You've got the authentic looking 50's reissue bridge and saddles. They're oxidized and whatnot. The knobs are oxidized. It's no shiny metal or anything like that. What's cool is you can also buy these parts. Fender actually sells the Road Worn parts on their own, so if you lose a knob or the switch tip like I did, or something like that, need to replace your saddles or pick up for any reason, they sell the Road Worn parts on their own aftermarket, including I think the neck plate and the screws and even the tuners. I love the vintage style tuners too. Those are just great. And even if you're building a parts caster, you can get authentic Fender parts that are aged, and you don't have to go aftermarket with it, or I guess third-party brand, I should say. Even the pick guard is kind of aged. There's like some dirt on the side of it that I noticed from the factory. But yeah, man, it's just, I'm gonna show you guys some tones, I guess, with these Tex Mex pickups. Be going through my Vox AC15, just a modern reissue. It's like 4 or 5 years old. I might kick on the Wampler Tumnus Deluxe for some overdrive to show you guys how it handles that. And yeah, let's just freaking do it, man. So I figured I would give you guys some kind of B-roll footage here, just to kind of show what the nitro finish looks like, the road wearing from the Mexican factory. You can see some of the oxidization on the metal parts there and all these dings on the side. Those are from the factory like that. I haven't put, even though this guitar is about 3.5 years old, I haven't put all that much wear and tear on it that's actually noticeable. Besides, you can see some, like, in the light, you can see some sort of sweat marks here and stuff like that, just some general surface scratches that weren't really there. But there's like some checking you can see here that's from the factory. Up and down the neck, there's some kind of sweat and gunk that's from me, but for the most part this neck looks like this from the factory, where it's just sort of satinish, and there's some some checking and some wear up the headstock right here that you can see. That's all factory. If my camera would focus on it, that's all factory right there, as well as oxidizing on the tuners. And I thought I would kind of mention why the nitro finish is important. And it's, you know, a lot of people don't realize this. They imagine that any guitar off the wall would look like this after a few years, but really the nitro finish is a lot more easy wearing. The polyurethane finish that you would find on most, pretty much all American and Mexican Fenders, except for the Road Worns and the American Vintage series. If it doesn't have nitro lacquer, it's probably poly. And that stuff is just not going to wear through at all. It's basically what they finish rocket ships in, I would imagine. It's basically just going to chip and ding if it gets hit, but it's not going to wear through as easily as nitrocellulose finish would, which is, you know, what they used back in the 50s and 60s, which is why those guitars age so nicely. Let me flip it over to the back here so you guys can see some of the back wear. The neck kind of looks like this from factory, where it's sort of got the sort of wear going on like you'd see on a custom shop or even a Nash. I haven't taken these stickers off yet. I probably should. This back wear right here, that's factory. All these chips and dings, most of them are factory. Like I said, I haven't put that much in it. But yeah, and that's another reason that that these guitars they only really do them limited edition nowadays from Fender, is because they have to set up the Mexican factory to spray nitro, you know, every once in a while. They can't afford, I guess, to have a nitro. There's not enough demand to have a nitro booth all the time. They have to do a lot of things to prepare the booth to spray nitro at the Mexican factory. So that's why they sort of do it limited edition, so that they can do it, knock out all the ones they're going to make, and then go back to spraying poly on their regular production guitars. But yeah, this is, I mean, man, it's really just something cool, something different you could actually get from Fender every once in a while. That's, you know, something close to the custom shop, but at a working musician's price. If I can get the guitar back out of the stand and flip it back over. There we go.